Gunman Boxing, the baddest boxing channel in the UK. This is the Gunman's Misfits 20 recap. We had a massive influencer boxing show go down on January the 18th in Manchester, headlined by Darren Till versus Anthony Taylor. Let's get into this. So, as you know, influencer boxing has been, it's been the heart of criticism amongst the boxing fraternity. Some of the purists don't like it, see it more as a WWE thing rather than actual boxing. So did the actual Misfits boxing show yesterday, did it do more harm than it did good amongst the boxing audience? Well, let's just get into it. The entertaining press conference was brilliant. Like, the press conference was superb. More back and forth than the Nadal versus Federer match. Literally ping pong banter, forehands galore, guys peppering each other with insults. That's what the fight fans want to see. It was fantastic. Even a few cheeky face slaps and right hands being thrown. Mate, it was ace. Heated debates. That's what you want to see. You don't want to really just see people sitting there ooming and ahhing. You know what I mean? You need to see some heat going down. You know what I mean? And it was one of them ones. We saw a really good press conference, and I actually thought it was really fun and it was going to build into a really big super show. But the boxing standard, I must say, the purists will argue that there were some clear mismatches on there. Sami Hamed, the son of Prince Nazim Hamed, his opponent was 0-6. That wasn't announced on the ring announcement. It was just announced as his professional debut. And he was just simply outclassed in there. He had no business being in there. And some of the fight fans will say, that mismatch was one of the worst of the modern era. Like, Hamed was able just to do whatever he wanted to him. Some of the other fights as well, Gavinho, again, head down, doing the front crawl, looking down at the canvas and front crawling as his technique. We saw in the little T Afghan Dan fight, the fighter spinning around like a ballerina, the fighter spinning around like a ballerina, using the back of his head as a defense. It's unsafe and it can be dangerous. It is a fun watch, it is a fun watch, and it does depend what you like, but it's clearly not some people's cup of tea. The Carla Jade fight, a questionable decision. Poor Carla left the ring with booing going on. Many felt that she didn't win that fight. So we also saw, in some people's eyes, a robbery on that card. There was a lot going on. And obviously the announcement of KSI versus Wayne Bridge got booed too. A lot of fans don't want to see that fight. Bridge didn't even look like he wanted to be there. He looked like an old man who was embarrassed and, not really happy to be in the ring. He didn't look like he was really up for it, in my opinion. But that's the thing with influencer boxing. We will all watch it. We will all be tuning in. It will do numbers. It will do views. But the standard of the boxing was mixed last night. We saw people with their chin up like they were Boeing 747, their chin up in the sky so high. Some questionable defenses, some poor footwork. But let's give credit where credit is due. We saw some absolute masterclasses from Ty Mitchell, from Sami Hamed and Darren Till. Some technical boxing, some savage beatdowns that went down. And I think people get upset by Misfits. The purist boxing fans get upset by Misfits because of, some of these brothers are getting paid, more than the professionals, more than most professionals. So when you see someone with their chin up or spinning around or taking, using the back of their head for defense, it upsets people. But I think the reality is we have to understand that having a blue tick and followers, or just being able to do views, sell tickets, do pay-per-view numbers, that sells now. And if you can do that, you will get the fights. You will be a main event fighter. Jake Paul has shown us that. You know, I do the views. I can fight whoever I want. You know, that's just the reality of it. And I think purist boxing fans and boxers, amateur boxers and pro boxers that aren't into the influencer scene, they just need to get used to it. They just need to get used to it. If you are a purist and you are an amateur boxer rising up through the ranks and you're seeing influencers overtaking you, well, then, you know, there's only a few ingredients that you need to do in this game if you want to get to the top. Showboat, you know, if you showboat, people love to see that. You'll get following, you'll get interest. It's entertaining, you know, post content consistently. Let's see your training, you know. There's no point doing it for the fam and not the gram. You know what I mean? No one's going to know what you're all about. Get posting, trash talk. You know, Anthony Taylor's one of the best at it, you know, and now he's almost the face of Misfits. You know, get trash talking, get into people's faces, do media, jump on the Gunman Insta Live, come and talk to the media, come and talk to media outlets and let them know what you're all about. And most of all, bruck people up. Let your fist do the talking. If you knock mans out, if you fold up brothers like they're a laptop, then you will get recognized. Let your fists do the talking, my G's. So that's it. You know, there is a market for it. It is here to stay. Influencer boxing is here to stay. Comment below who wants to see this KSI versus Wayne Bridge fight. Has it got your jets going, or is it a diabolical shambles? But one thing that we do know is Misfits is here to stay. It is entertaining. It does put bums on seats, but it might not just be fully for the purists. Let us know your thoughts. Is Misfits moving more into the WWE space, or are these fights actually quite fun and interesting? And it's good to see a little bit of a difference. I want to hear your thoughts. Double jab that like button. Double jab, right hand that like button. Share, comment below. Wayne Bridge versus KSI. Let us know your thoughts on the show yesterday. Good, bad, or ugly. Let's make sure we hear your opinion. And who do you want to see next? What's a super fight on Misfits? We need to see more, you know, super fights. Personally, for me, I would love to see Idris Virgo versus Ty Mitchell next. Like, there's no point mucking around. There's no point beating around the bush. Let's not sit on the fence like we're Humpty Dumpty. Let's get the best influencer fights on if we're going to do this. If we're going to do this thing, let's get some good fights on, man. So that's the fight I want to see. Let me know your thoughts. Gunman Boxing. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.